It's freezing out here today. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is freezing out today. It's November 13th and it's only around like 40 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So it's really cold. But my sister's motorcycle, Lacey, her Sportster's been sitting in my garage for a while, for quite some time. Actually, I was storing it for her. It was still in my garage when she passed away. So I'm taking it out for a little ride today. It's been sitting long enough and I just thought that you guys might want to know what is happening with Lacey's motorcycles. She has this one and then she has the little bobber that she learned how to ride on, and they've both, I guess, kind of ended up in my possession. Although I don't consider them mine, I will take the responsibility of making sure that they're maintained. So that's what I'm doing today, and I'm not looking forward to freezing, but hopefully you guys can enjoy the ride from the comfort and warmth of your homes. So let's go. We're not gonna go far. Because it is cold. It's quite freaking cold, actually. I don't know why it's sputtering like that. It's like it's about to run out of gas. Yeah, it just shut off. Oh my gosh, what's going on, bike? It was just running, it was running fine. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. So I don't know what's going on, but it's in neutral, but none of the lights are working. Maybe it needs to be on reserve? Okay, maybe it just needed to be on reserve. Let's see. There we go. I'm not used to having reserve. I'm just used to running out of gas. Not that I run out of gas all the time, but it is still kind of acting weird though. So I might just have to take it home. I've actually not ridden this bike since I brought it home for Lacey. It's definitely a little bit big on me, which Lacey was about an inch. I think Lacey was about 2 inches taller than me, so she definitely fitted a little bit better than I do. And I honestly do not know why it's running the way that it is, but I'm sure that there is a reason. So I'm not going too far from home because I don't want to have to come and pick it up on a trailer. It might just be maybe the gas isn't that old in it though. Gas is like a couple months old maybe. Yeah, so I don't even have insurance on any of my bikes right now. Because they all ran out like right before I went to Florida. I did my last bit of riding for the year in Florida, so this will technically be like my last ride of the year, even though it's not really a ride. And I'm kind of okay with that because it is pretty cold and I'm not into freezing on my motorcycles. I like to enjoy my rides. Like, if I'm not going to enjoy my ride, there's no point in going for a ride, in my opinion. However, having a windshield on my Dyna does make a big difference, and I can't say for sure that I would not be riding it if there was not insurance on it, because the windshield makes a massive difference. And we do get like the odd sunny, like not too freezing kind of day around here, so me and my crazy self would probably be tempted to ride down the road and hit the Tim Hortons on like a, you know, sunny, chilly, but not too chilly kind of day. Because like I've always said, like getting cold on your ride really just makes the coffee taste so much better when you stop, or the tea or whatever. It's yeah, it makes for super cozy pit stops. And I've actually always liked that about my winter rides, the stopping and warming up part. It's always fun. But right now I'm actually pretty cold, and this bike is running weird. My face is freezing, and I'm about to get brain freeze. And I feel like the bike's about to run out of gas. But it's weird because it has gas in it. It's got like half a tank. I have no idea why it's running the way that it is. Maybe the carburetor needs cleaning. Don't stall halfway up the driveway, bike. It's actually pretty smooth. There we go. It is so cold, actually. Holy crap. I'm okay with not riding. And I don't know why it's running like... That's why. Because the choke popped out. I forgot that it does that. The choke on this thing will like vibrate itself out. It's not a bad looking bike. Lacey liked it. I would have loved to have been able to see her ride it more. But that's not my choice. Not my choice to make. I'm happy that it gave me an opportunity to spend time with her though. It is like freezing out here, so I'm perfectly okay with that being a short ride. I wish I could take you guys on a longer ride. I wish it was warmer, but that's just not the case. And I actually have a space heater blowing straight at my back right now because I'm freezing, and it is freezing outside. My shop is heated, thankfully, but it takes a little bit of time for these little tiny baseboard heaters to actually warm it up in here. So I am waiting for it to warm up in here before I get to work. But while I was standing outside looking at Lacey's bike, it brought some thoughts to my mind, and it's something that I think about often. I was just mostly thinking about the time that I got to spend with her, teaching her how to ride, and thinking back on that time that we got to spend together over the last few years of her life. It was just an opportunity that I wouldn't have had if Lacey wouldn't have gotten into motorcycles when she did. Obviously, at the time, I didn't know that Lacey wasn't going to be in my life for very much longer, but God knew that. And I actually believe in my heart that God actually provided me with that opportunity to be able to connect with Lacey in that way, and to be able to spend like the last couple of years of her life sharing a common interest like that, and those kind of like connections and stuff like that that I've made with people over the course of my life riding motorcycles, I've found to actually be like a huge highlight, and probably I would say one of the best things about riding motorcycles, in my opinion. It automatically just opens up like a whole new world of community. It gives you like a common interest with people that you probably normally wouldn't have anything in common with. Some of the best people that I know, if not most of or all of my best friends, I've met because of motorcycles. And I just think about all the people that I've met riding my motorcycle or going to motorcycle events and stuff, and how many of these people I probably would have never ever encountered if it weren't for the fact that I ride. And I know that a lot of you guys can relate to that, and I've heard people say that quite often too, is that the connection that you make and the community that suddenly opens up to you when you start riding motorcycles is definitely one of the best things about riding. Like one of my best friends I met at a stop sign because we were both riding, and he had seen my bike around town a whole bunch, parked at different stores and stuff like that, and he'd always wondered who rode the bike, and we ended up at the same stop sign together, and we ended up talking at the stop sign, and he's been my friend now for the last 15 years. And there's so many other people, like just amazing, great people, like all of the people that I've met in Florida, I would have never went to Florida. I would have never went to the Forgotten Angels camp out, and I would have never met so many great, like amazing, genuine, real people who I feel like are true friends and are going to be friends for a very long time. And I just think about all these opportunities and the things that I've done because of my motorcycles. It's just so amazing to me how something that is like an inanimate object can just open up like such a massive new world to a person. And that to me is by far the best part about riding a motorcycle. And sometimes I think about my life and like where I would be and stuff if I had never gotten into bikes. I feel like it wouldn't have really been as interesting. I wouldn't have done as much. I know that there's so many places and things that I just wouldn't have done. Like my motorcycles have opened up a whole different world for me. I wouldn't have my YouTube channel, that's for sure. And it's so great to me, like just the community that is built on motorcycles. It is really like a fascinating thing. And that's something that I've just always really loved about riding motorcycles and just that whole community. And I know that a lot of you guys can relate to me on this because I've heard people say it. I've read comments that have mentioned this kind of stuff before. And to me, it is honestly the best thing about being on motorcycles. It is definitely the people that I meet. It is just the connections. Even if it's someone who you might never talk to again, it automatically gives you something to talk about. You might not have anything in common otherwise, but that is something that you will have in common is your motorcycle, and you'll be able to talk about your motorcycle if nothing else. And I absolutely love that, guys. And just looking at Lacey's bike and just thinking about how her motorcycles gave me an opportunity to connect with her, and it gave me like real true quality time that I got to spend with her before she was gone. I'm so thankful for that. I'm gonna hold that close to my heart for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna be always so thankful that I had that opportunity to connect with her. I do have videos of some of Lacey's riding experience and just the process, so if you guys want to go watch any of that, then you totally can go check out the playlist on my channel. It's Lacey and me. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I know this isn't a very long video and I would have liked to have gone on a longer ride, but it is freezing out and I'm not into freezing on a motorcycle. If I'm gonna ride, I want to enjoy the ride. I don't want to be getting brain freeze from the outside. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy it, and if you like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bikes, then like, comment, subscribe, do all those things you guys do. And like always, my lovely YouTube people, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.